Okay, so season 7 of Blue Bloods. Um, Now, I've reviewed this before. I've watched all 7 seasons, and one of the key points is the table, the dinner table, the Sunday dinner, family dinner. They use a balance. They try to, anyways. It seems to be moving politically, but the center of the conversation. So the center should be zero neutral ground with left and right and up and down and front and back as perspectives. It occasionally is like that, depending upon the topic. And they do try to present differing opinions, those without opinions that have questions that help garner a solution or an outcome. As I said, it's moving to the right. And there's a lot of things where they're validating crime by police. They're basically this assumption that if a criminal commits a crime, then it's okay for a cop and a district attorney and a judge to commit a crime. Because the criminals aren't going to obey the law, why should anyone else? That is a circular that comes back to, well, if nobody's going to obey the law, then how can anyone arrest the criminals? Here's another point, and this statement is made, where a former cop or an investigator or a cop or anyone basically says, but I'm not a rat. Now, how is not being a rat any different than being a normal cop? That's just logically, it doesn't get to me. Because a cop's job is to arrest people and to get people to inform and to get people to put their lives literally on the line before they abandon them and let them get killed, knowing and not caring that you're going to get someone killed or injured, because it doesn't matter as long as you get the collar. And these are arguments and actions that are presented in Blue Bloods and other police procedurals. That being said, it is still one of the better street police shows, as opposed to the FBI shows, which is a whole different level. But there's also this hubris of New York City, this we are the top of everything, and everyone else should bow down before us. Me, Commissioner of New York, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. And you know what? I'm sorry, you're just the princess at the ball. You're not the king or queen. You are not in charge of anything. You're just a princess that's somewhere in a line of princesses that may get a prince somewhere down the road. But you are not in charge of anything. You're sitting there going, America, 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 but New York. And that's wrong. Because America is set up from the top down. And New York is at the bottom, where it belongs. New York seeming to think that their little problem, their fly swatter, is more important than the huge fishing net of the federal government. Yes, in many cases, deals are made at the top that are bad. You allow a criminal, you put a criminal into witness protection, and they think, and they're somehow allowed to continue committing crimes. Occasionally. This is permitted. And but that's a whole nother issue. This is about the image of New York. Now, police do a job, and they're fly swatters. That's all they are. They're fly swatters, and they don't want to be anything but fly swatters. It's better to swat a fly than to stop the source of the breeding pool, because that puts you out of a job. And that's what this is about, is job preservation. It's not about stopping crime. And they're not really defending the whole, well, you can't have zero crime. That is a delusion. You can't have zero murder. That's a delusion. You can't have zero death. That's a delusion. And I still, I mean, I understand murder is bad in some cases. Not in all, because in some cases, the victim of the murder is a murderer. And it was self-defense. If you didn't kill them, they were going to kill you, and you hadn't done anything otherwise. You're just walking down the street and someone walks up and puts a gun in your face and says your money or your life, and you say, bang, your life, bitch. And that's about it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. But the production of the show, I've always liked. I mean, I didn't really know Donnie back in the day, but I worked enough of his shows when he was with New Kids on the Block before they went platinum, and shortly after they went platinum in the 80s. They used to rehearse where I worked. So we're in the same, I know his people. Basically, I knew his manager and other people back in the day. I have friends who work with him today, on tour with him. I mean, he's trying. He's doing his best. And then we also know that we have network involvement. And I, as a producer, I know how TV shows are made and how network shows are made. And, they're doing the best they can. I do give him credit for trying and trying to be as balanced as he can, but I also see a lot of hard right, lean, and a lot of too much bluster on New York. The arrogance has got to come down. And I look forward to season 8, and I will continue watching. Season 8 is almost like halfway through right now, so I'm a little behind schedule on getting up with this stuff. But I have a large queue. I mean, this is like probably my 86th review since January 1st of 2017. So, I mean, we are coming close. This is December 9th. And we'll start season 4 in a few weeks. But I just, go Donnie.